Hello there, this is Andy Frith from Sheffield Advanced Motorcyclists, and here we are out with Sue on a third ride. Just pulled up to the traffic lights at the bridge at Blythe and just noticed that you kept holding on to first gear right the way throughout the wait. There is an area for vehicle sympathy on the test, so anything much more than 10 seconds or so, drop the bike into neutral, relax. Approaching the mini roundabout here, even though we're turning right, very often an approach on this is good to take a wide near side so you don't end up having to do that riding across the solid disc of the roundabout. This was one of the first signals that you missed. I was indicating right here to turn towards Worksop and you missed that. So I thought I'd maybe wait for you, but then you were on the way to the A1. So I decided to pick up and carry on following you. Coming over the bridge here onto the A1, always good to check left, see what the weight of traffic is like. This was a 40 mph limit, but latterly as we got towards the A1 you started to speed up and exceed the speed limit, and it's not until just there that we get the nationals, and we're doing 47 on my clock, so 5 mph faster. You did do a shoulder check onto the A1, but an earlier one would have been good, just to judge the amount of traffic there. And when we're on the A1, you did this manoeuvre with this the bike that came up. You weren't really looking in your mirrors. He decided to take us on the inside, and it flummoxed you a little bit, which made you drop speed. We could have pulled over and let him through, but then when we did pull over to the near side lane, you did it right in front of a lay-by with several vehicles in it. You could have just held on to the offside just until we cleared the lay-by. Turning right here towards Ollerton, I think you got a little bit unsure of where you were going. I was signalling right, but I think you fell into automatic pilot because you said that you got used to going down the A1 and had a little bit of a wobble there, but then picked it up and carried on. This was coming off that roundabout towards Worksop, and I made comment in debrief about you not making the national speed limits. I accept that there were lay-bys and parked vehicles, but here we're still only doing about 50 miles an hour. And you said to me in debrief that you actually thought that you were up to 60. Yeah, I just wondered whether you could have eased off a little bit with that van. He was coming and he wasn't going to stop. But then you dropped into a following position behind him, and we're in a 40 mile an hour and we're doing 27 on my clock, 30 now. At no time did you actually get up behind that van to look at the opportunity for an overtake, which I think we could have done. Again, another traffic lights, your leg goes down and then you stay in gear. So it puts strain on your hand. You're not being sympathetic to the vehicle, the clutch plates are spinning. It's a long time to wait, and you can take the time relaxing in neutral to look at the flow of traffic, see what's going on, and then select first gear when you think we're likely to go. But this was a long stop to be holding on. So continuing on from that set of traffic lights, this was the second time we missed a signal. I was wanting you to turn right at the small roundabout and gave a signal fairly early, but you didn't spot that. Possibly your attention was on the van, but again, every junction, every signpost that says junction to the left or the right, you need to be checking your mirrors to see if there's an indication from the observer. This was the third time I was indicating right for you to turn right there, and again you missed the signal and carried on up towards Sparkenhill in Worksop. This was a situation where you got parked vehicles on the near side and the offside, you got approaching traffic, and you kept on going into a closing down situation and stopped much further on than I would have done. We could have just sat here and let the oncoming vehicles pass and then just gone through in the middle of the road, because you were really close to those parked vehicles. So again, just roll off, let the situation develop. You got the right hand turn signal here, bit of a wobble on the stop, there we go, both legs go out, look. You need to really try and practice just one foot stopping on your bike brake. It'll mean your bike's much more stable. This was a fairly good run down towards Ollerton from Clumber Park. You were using a little bit more of the road, moving over towards the near side on the brows of hills, which was good, and then taking up the default position in position 3 like we are here, and then moving away from oncoming vehicles when they came. But don't get lulled into the rule that you've always got to ride in position 3 when there's nothing coming in, it's default. Because what happened down a little bit further down the road here is on this stretch, we got oncoming vehicles, so you took up a safety position, just position 2, just left of 2, and you let the oncoming vehicles pass, and then you went back out into position 3, the default, but you've got an oncoming vehicle in the distance, so then you had to move back into position 2 to let that vehicle pass. So what I'm saying here is just look ahead, and there's no need to return to the default position if it's easier if you just stay where you are. And you're planning on placing your vehicle, your bike, for the situation that presents itself. Yep, this we're turning right at these crossroads, and again I thought I'd give an early signal, but you didn't spot it till the last minute, so and you did. You just managed to get it. So it wasn't really a great turn, but we made it. But again, another indication that you've got to look in your mirrors earlier. And then you pulled in, and we decided it wasn't going as well as you thought it should have been. So just check that you were okay, and then we decided to stop and go and have a cup of tea and a debrief. So yeah, a few things to talk about, but you might be able to see what I'm trying to push on with this video. Thanks very much.
Just have 5 minutes, a cup of tea.